Hello, beautiful souls. I hope you all are doing well and taking care of yourselves. So, I was sitting out here in the sweltering heat and I felt very inspired to make this video on a concept that I came to understand a few years ago. I've talked a lot about Eckhart Tolle in a lot of my videos and over on my blog, but he's such a influential spiritual teacher, I feel like, for so many. And he definitely had a big impact on my life in general, but especially on my spiritual awakening journey. I read his book several years ago when I was a lot younger and was heavily impacted by A New Earth. Specifically, I made a whole video on some key lessons from that book, but there is this kind of phrase, I guess you can call it, that he uses in some of his teachings, and that's the concept and the idea, you can refer to it as, of tasting the honey. So what does it mean to, again, taste the honey? So really what this means is that you need to be the experiencer. You need to be the one, because no one else can do it for you, right? You need to be the one that experiences what it actually means to live this life of awakening, right? To actually experience what it means to live a conscious and spiritually aligned life. So really the idea here is that it's very important for you to experience something directly and viscerally, if you want to call it that. Then try and cognize it and understand it conceptually. I sometimes, at least initially, I guess I can say that, I would make this mistake. I would feel like I had to read tons of books and really immerse myself in environments where I was constantly having to learn. I would go to different sacred sites and different kind of ashrams, right? And different temples and all that, and would always kind of be in my head. But this concept, again, of tasting the honey really changed the whole game for me. And that's why I really wanted to have you guys understand the importance of what it actually entails, right, to taste the honey. So again, the key here is to be the experiencer of this entire spiritual journey that you're on, and really feel into your body as much as possible, because ultimately that's the only way that you can actually make progress at the end of the day. If you're constantly feeling like you have to be in your head and learn as much as possible, although don't get me wrong, that's beautiful and that's great, and that has really influenced and has helped me really make so much progress, even just in my work. But when you really think about it, you can have, again, if we're using the example of honey, you can have a PhD on honey, just talking all about honey and doing so much research on what honey entails and what it looks like and all this research on honey. But again, until you've actually consumed it and tasted it and experienced it, you don't actually know what honey is all about. You don't know what it really truly entails. And some people are going about not experiencing the awakening journey and the overall spiritual journey. And it is just so important that, again, we experience it and we taste it and we just embody what it means to live this life of spiritual illumination. Another way that you can understand this concept is after you've tasted honey, the word no longer becomes important to you because, again, you've experienced it and you actually know what it's like. And so you kind of remove these mental concepts that you've built up in your head around this particular thing, now that, again, it's become a visceral experience for you. So again, unless you truly become one with honey, you won't actually really know what honey truly entails. And similarly, unless you become one with life, you'll never understand what this true human experience and the inner spiritual experience that we really must all go on in order to elevate the overall consciousness of humanity. You won't ever know what that's like. And you won't ever know what this inner spiritual experience that so many of us must take. So again, even if you've wrote a PhD on honey, you don't actually know what honey is really about and what it entails unless you've experienced it. This is something that is incredibly, incredibly important to really understand and come back to your body about. So if there's anything I can leave with you all today, it's to truly taste the honey and become one with life. I hope this video made sense. I just felt very inspired to make it. And let me know if you have any questions and how I can support you better on your path and on your journey. If you want to sign up for my email list and stay in touch, go ahead and do that with the link below. Otherwise, I hope you all have a beautiful day and we will talk soon. Bye.